Good morning, class. You have an 8-page paper due tomorrow, double spaced. Please use APA format. Reference page, pages 1 to 300, and you have 72 hours to complete it. Take care.
The next stop is WonWay.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is WonWay Podcast, episode 32, right?
Nah, 33.
33.
No, wait, 32. 32. 32. Wait, 33? I think it's 33.
34, 35, relax. Oh, dear.
Corvette. Like that, boy.
No.
Oh, my God.
So it sounds like, so real quick, Samir was just talking about how Samir just roasts TikTok all the time, right? Which is fine, I get it. But we just talking about the trends that are on TikTok, the dances, and one of the songs is the Corvette joint. How you feel about it?
Listen to me. I got no problem with TikTok, right? We use TikTok for our podcast. I use TikTok for my food page. I get it. It's cool. I just think the dances are, like, people go really hard. Like, they go really, really hard. Like, they will break their back to get the dance move right. And I don't see the purpose behind it. And I'm not saying there needs to be a purpose, right? Do whatever the fuck makes you happy. But it's just like, yo, just breathe a little bit. Just breathe, just a drop.
Yeah.
Just a drop. You know, just a drop.
Like,
And
I see
the
exactly.
body yaddy shit that's been going on now. I just feel like, what are we really doing? Like, what are we really doing?
The TikTok,
Like,
they
every
just go.
every person who does that dance is just, in my opinion, is looking for a way to just shake their ass on camera and just go for it. You know what I mean? Man, woman, whatever the fuck it might be. It's like, yo, just chill, son. Like, just chill, bro. Like, chill, bro. Like, just calm shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it. I 100% get it.
Pop, twerk. Like, yo, son. Fuck, man.
They go hard. No, it's a TikTok. These TikTok dances,
bro. TikTok
very,
people go
they're
ham,
very,
bro.
they're definitely very cringy. They're very cringy, and it doesn't get old. It doesn't get old. I've been on, like, scrolling through TikTok for a minute, like, since quarantine. Actually, I've been on TikTok.
Yeah, you definitely put me onto TikTok. Like, how, like, it could get addicting. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I definitely catch myself recently, but granted, I've been using it more for my platform for the food page, so I've been trying to learn it. But, like, yo, the amount of, like, dances I see, bro, it's like, yo, son, y'all motherfuckers don't stop dancing, boy. This is crazy.
Look at you get excited, boy. Look like you want to dance.
Son, yeah, the Corvette dance kills me. Like, the little fucking, like, hop, like that, boy. Like this,
No. So
this shit.
that listen. That what Samir's referring to, it's called. I've been on TikTok, so it's like a dolphin. It's a dolphin joint. And when I first seen it, what made me, like, what got under my skin was that it was part of a routine for a Pop Smoke song for the night. And I was like, was it For the Night? Yeah, For the Night, and like a couple other songs. It's like a signature move for the song. That dolphin shit.
Uh-huh.
And I was like analyzing it, like, what?
Oh, like somebody created this dance for the song, or Pop Smoke created that dance?
No. Someone on TikTok created a dance routine for the song and included that shit that you love, the dolphin shit.
Yeah. That shit, bro. That shit for me is just very, like, what the fuck are we really doing? You know what I mean? Like, and you know, I don't want anybody to think like, oh, it's like, you know, me judging anybody. I don't give a fuck what anybody does, bro. I keep it a stack. I don't give a fuck what you do, boy. Dolphin your way to life, boy. I don't give a fuck. But it's just like, when I'm scrolling and I stop and I watch them, I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers go mad hard, son.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Y'all really went pop, 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 pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you went fucking ham on that shit just now. Like, this was it. This was the moment in life. And
Like,
just calm shit just a little bit, bro. I promise. Corvette. Like, it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean?
nah, yeah,
But
they go ham. They go
it's
ham.
calm shit. It's calm shit. What's up, though, man? How you
Nah,
feeling?
man. I'm exhausted, son. I'm exhausted. So I've been back to work, and I've been working 8-hour shifts again, like
Oh my God,
8-hour
bro.
shifts. I haven't worked, real quick. I haven't worked an 8-hour shift. Maybe out of the 365, right, of this year, I've worked maybe, like, no cap, like, I don't know, a month maybe worth of 8-hour shifts. So getting back into that, I laughed because it doesn't feel.
Both
It's
of
just
us.
not
It's
it.
both of us right now. It's both of us right now. Yeah.
No, I laugh
literally-
because it's like it's not it, Chief. It's just not like it's okay, but holy shit, like I'm shot. Like I'm shot.
It's so a couple things. You know, this week obviously was my first week back at work as well. I was off not that long, but I hadn't gone to work for about 10 to 12 days. So 10 to 12 work days. So I was fucking out of the loop. I was lost. My sleep schedule was fucked up. I didn't want to go back to work. I was just like, you know, doing my thing, whatever. So Monday was my first day back. Also, ironically, and bro, it's Tuesday. It feels like I've been working for 36 days in a row. Like, that's how I feel these last 2 days. I don't know if you could tell the Vibby, but the Vibby's been very like, yo, what's up, bro? You good? All right, dog. Like, nah, I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow, bro.
Oh man,
You know
I'm
what I
laughing.
mean? And, like,
I'm laughing because I know. Like you said, I know what the Vibby is. It's definitely been It's just been like. I can't even explain. What's the? How do you explain that? How do you explain
it's
that?
It's a bad aura. So in the intro actually, let me go your part and then I'll explain what the intro was. It's just the aura, bro. It's just a vibe, bro, that comes with going somewhere and doing something for so many hours out of the day that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just gotta be. It's very simple. It's binary as fuck. Do you like your job or do you not? You don't like your job, you're going to be miserable. You like your job, you're going to not be miserable. You know what I mean? And we're in a position where it's not that we hate our job, but we'd rather not have this job. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what it
We
is, I
don't like
think?
this
You know what I
job.
think it is, dude? I think more than anything, I think it's just the fact that you don't work on your time. Because I wake
think
up
that's the
for work.
majority of it.
I wake up for work and me and Samir would text each other in the morning.
Yeah,
like
we text each other
we wake
7
up at like
a.m.
7 in the morning and it's like, yo, just a heads up, Henry. Just a heads up, Samir, your day is done. So I just, just kind of understand like your entire day is already done the second you woke
shit.
up, because he's right. It makes sense. You go to work for 8 hours, whatever the commute, call it an hour, for me at least. That's like 10 hours of your day. And
Gone.
what are you going to do after that? You going to go
Gone.
home and,
Like, I texted Henry this morning around, I want to say 7:45. Like, I was getting ready for first period. I knew Henry started at 9, I think, or 10. No, I'm lying. I didn't say 7:45. It must have been like 9:45 then. Yeah. I texted you like 15 minutes before 10, your start shift.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I laughed because I'm going to text this guy right before he starts. And like, I was already up for a couple hours. So I had a little bit of energy. So I'm like, yo, just a heads up, bro. FYI, your day is over. Like, your shit just started, but your day's over. You know what I mean? Because I know, like, my man's about to work X amount of hours. By the time he gets home, it's going to be 8 o'clock at night. And then we recorded an episode. It's clipped. The day is done, skis, boy. Like, there's nothing to do here. You know what I mean? Like,
the day is done.
And I think that's just not it, bro. Like, I can't emphasize it enough. Like, I just did my last paper for my second to last class for college. And, boy, like, that was what the intro was about, if anybody didn't understand. Like, this ain't it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't it. Like, I submitted it. I fucking did whatever the fuck I needed to do and get it the fuck out of here. Like, ask me if I reviewed it. You know what I'm saying?
I have a
ask me if I
question.
reviewed it. Like, it was just like highlight, copy, double space, APA format, fucking make sure the shit is spaced out. Get like the points that I know I can get without caring.
Yeah.
Submit, boy. Please confirm of receival. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, it's just not it. It's just not it, bro. What's the question?
What percentage of that paper was BS?
100.
G shit.
Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's not that it's 100% bullshit. It's just that the way I came about doing the paper was in the most bullshit way.
BS. yeah.
Like, I literally collected like 6 of my people's papers and looked at all 6 of them, read all 6 of them, and gained all the knowledge through all of their papers, and then just spit out whatever my brain would tell me to write.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't actually have to do any of the reading. I actually didn't buy the textbook for this course. The textbook, it didn't even cost a lot of money. I'm just done buying textbooks. Like, I'm just done.
Oh, D,
Last semester, I bought a textbook for $180 for one book, and I kid you not, I used it one time. I used it one fucking time. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done buying textbooks. So this semester we had a textbook. She gave us like 3 textbooks we had to buy. And fucking sure enough, the one semester that I decided not to buy the textbook, this lady, she literally the one semester I'm not buying the textbooks, she uses this shit like it's her freaking, like a Bible. You know what I mean? Like every single day. Okay, guys, reference page 93 of chapter 478,000. Turn to page 60 and reach to page 3 million. Like, you know what I mean? Like all day long, she's using this textbook. But me, I'm just so in a place where it's like, I don't give a fuck about this anymore. Like, I'm done with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying it. I'm gonna wing my way through the semester. I'm gonna hopefully my classmates will hold me down and send me like chapters if I need it. And if they don't send it to me, bro, I'll figure it out. Trust me, it'll be all right. Every assignment I've given so far, I've gotten full credit for each assignment. So it's like, I'm gonna rock out and see what happens. You know what I mean? So this last assignment, I just gave it in. And I'm chilling right now. I'm good, bro. I'm just good.
Good. I high key, like super high key BS'd my way through college.
Yeah, it's a joke, bro. It's a joke.
Super high key. Like every paper got B. Like I bullshitted every single paper, and I don't think I've ever, like, if you asked for 10 pages, you was getting 7 or 6. I don't think I've ever gave them like full whatever they asked for, because I'm not. Come on.
It's
no one's
joke,
writing
bro.
10 pages, bro.
It's a joke. And it's funny, 10 pages now is like the norm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they expect now. Like, in grad school, they expect the fucking 10 pages minimum. 8 to 10 minimum. It's no more 3 to 6, 3 to 5. So it's 8 to 10 minimum. So this shit was 8 to 10. I gave her 7.5. And then, like, while I was getting the email ready to send it to her, I thought of something that I could have added that would have got me to the 8-page mark. So I went back and added it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that, because it's like, yo, if I can, I will type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go out of my way to not give the amount. I'm going to just try to. And if I can, I'm not going to be pressed by it. I'm going to keep it pushing type shit. So, like, I re-downloaded it, fucking typed it up, and then submitted it. But, like, the next class I'm taking, which is next semester, which is my last semester, it's like a fucking 30-page paper. One paper for the whole semester. And it's like, yeah, man, 30-page paper is like, it's about to be like a very much of a shit show for me. Like, I'm about to just try to have to bullshit this like out of nowhere. It's just gonna have to get bullshitted because I did one 30-page paper my entire college career, and it was the most annoying thing I had to do. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But bullshitting your way through it is comedy, man. I just, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Like, I'm at that point where it rubs me the wrong way now. School rubs me the wrong way, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say with school, you know, I came across shit on Twitter the other day, and it just basically like just pointed out how, yo, just a heads up, you know, you pay tuition and you also have to pay to apply for graduation.
Yeah. OD.
Just think about that though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
we have to people. At least for me, right? City schools, like, you don't pay so much, but yo, these like state colleges where thousands and thousands of dollars. Yo, by the way, you got to pay if you like to apply to graduate. Like, that doesn't scream fraud a little bit? Like, I don't really know, boy.
It is, bro. It is. You know what it is? Like, it's like, okay, we're gonna guarantee you a degree if you do what you need to do, but in the meantime, we could probably milk some bread out of you. So might as well.
OD.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like when you buy a new phone. And, you know, you're at the phone store and the guy is selling you the phone and you buy the phone. And now you're like, okay, let me get him with all the amenities that he needs. You got to have a phone case. You got to protect this phone. You got to perfect example, fucking Apple. Look what Apple did this time. They give out the new phone. They sell, the iPhone 12s come out. There's no fucking charger box. Not only is there no charger box, you think to yourself, okay, no problem. I have my old charger box. I could just use my old charger box. No, motherfucker. That's not what's going to happen. They're going to change the wire, too, so that your old charger box doesn't even work with it anymore. So you're buying a fucking $1,500 phone, and it's not coming with the box that it's needed. So you're going to have to literally go and buy that now, plus the phone case, plus this, plus that, plus that. That's how college is. You know, you're buying the degree, essentially. You know, you're buying that thing. But in the process of textbooks and fucking and graduation fees and this fees and that fee, think about this. Think about this. This is kind of when I laughed while paying for my undergrad, because I paid for undergrad. I paid for half my undergrad. I was at the bursar or registrar, wherever the fuck it is, to pay for your fucking, like, make a payment. So I was there, and this is back, I was like a junior in college. So I go and I try to talk to them about the payments, the payment plans. I had like, maybe it was like a freaking $4,000 or $5,000 bill, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'd like to, you know, start in payment plans. So like, okay, no problem. I'm like, all right, great, let's do it. They said it's either money order or credit card. So I'm like, all right, cool, we'll do credit cards, no big deal. She's like, oh, but if you do credit card, we have to charge you $150 to use a credit card. And I want you to understand, like, I
What the
remember
hell,
I
dude?
remember smiling at her. And she, you know, she was a pretty girl, like, and I remember just smiling at her, and I'm just like, it's not your fault. Like, in my head, like, it's not your fault. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, this is really a shit show, you know? Like, but I smiled at her very, like, you piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of those
keep
moves.
screwing me, like
Yeah. And it's never their fault because they're just a puppet in the system that we're living in. You know what I'm saying? Just like us type shit. So it's like, it makes sense. But yeah, paying a fee in order to pay a fee that you can't pay. You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't make it's nice, bro. It's a nice fraud, boy. It's give me your monies, boy.
Yeah,
it's really just milk everybody.
It's just wild,
and it's a
bro.
wild system, boy. It's a wild system.
It's just wild shit, bro. It's wild.
I'll never be okay with it.
You know, granted
Facts.
though, that's the thing, man. Like, I'm always gonna advocate for an education. A lot of people say like you can get an education without being in school, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. But I do think majority of people need that structure in order to properly learn something. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I think the majority. Being an educator, I see hundreds of students I've dealt with, and I see that structure is mad important in developing youth when it comes to education. I think it's different for adults. Like, if me and you say, let's say in 10 years from now, we want to learn how to fucking, you know, we want to learn about psychology, and we pick up a fucking textbook and we start reading and breaking it down, we'd be able to do that. But I think for a 17, 18-year-old, if they dubbed college but still wanted to retain the knowledge, I think they'd be able to, but I think the majority wouldn't. Just because of the structure, the things that are implemented for it, you know. And also, obviously, the paper degree, which tells you that you're worth something, is part of the reason people
I
go to
hate that
college.
shit.
I stand pretty strong when students ask me, like, is college worth it? I always tell them, like, yo, if you're not going to college for something that you don't need college for, it's not worth it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to become a doctor, a lawyer, or anything that requires a degree, why are you going to college? I don't get it.
Oh, D.
If you want to be, I have a student that wants to be a mechanic, like, wholeheartedly loves cars, really wants to be a mechanic. And I tell him all the time, yo, boy, go to trade school, get your licensing for mechanic, whatever the fuck it's called, and become a mechanic. You know what I mean? If this is really, truly what you want to do, bro, if it's going to bring you happiness, go for it. And he's like, yeah, but, you know, I should go to college and I could do this. And my mom's trying to get me to just go and just try to do this. I'm like, look, bro, I'm not about to sit here and steer you the opposite way of your parent. You ask me my input, I'm giving you my honest answer. I would tell your mother the same exact thing. You know, a lot of times parents don't know that, like, yo, you know what it is, bro. Immigrant parent shit, you know, like college, doctor, lawyer. But this kid fucking loves cars and he loves fixing cars and he already works in a mechanic shop with his pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my advice is like, why the fuck are you gonna take out a loan? Why are you gonna put yourself in a $20,000 hole potentially if you go to community $20,000 hole when you're going to do something that doesn't require a college degree? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not.
I would have loved to have more people. You see how you're responding to this kid?
Yeah.
Like, to have more people like that when we were in high school.
I wish.
Just telling you what it is.
It's crazy though, because like, for me, the reason I pursued education and the reason I pursued college was because I didn't really have anything else I wanted to do. Like, I didn't. I just knew I needed some money. I knew I needed some benefits, and I said, yo, I can't be out here working 60 hours a week for a bullshit dead-end job. Like, I just can't do that. I need something a little more realistic for my life. And also, I see myself, you know, pocketing the degree and being able to just, like, fall back now. Like, after I get the degree, I could quit if I want to. Fuck around and travel the world for a year. Fuck around and become a fucking professional Warzone player. You know what I mean? Like, on some bullshit. But the point is like, now that I have the degree in my pocket, I could just breathe a little bit, you know, and know that, like, I'm good. Like, I'll be a high type shit. God bless you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like a safety net, bro. It's like a safety net. I got 6 months, bro. I got 6 months.
I props to you, bro, because so Samir, you know, he said it. He's in grad school right now, right? And I remember we graduated our undergrad, and we were talking about it. Like, yo, I think I'm gonna get my master's, and man, I'm so quick to just say, like, hell no, like, you can't catch me in school. I was just telling Samir before we started the podcast, I was like, you know, you'll never catch me back in school. Fuck around and go next year, right, on some shit. And then but now Samir's almost done with his master's, and I did commend you for. I don't know if I ever told you this, But like, yo, like big props for that because
Thank you, bro.
you started. I remember you started this shit, and now you're almost done in what, a month? I mean, one more semester.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like you've like right now, right? It's annoying, and you could tell you're annoyed, but I want to say like you made this shit look like regular, like as fuck.
Yeah.
Which yo, if you think about it, school is like it's not. Boy, I used to stress shit.
We gotta credit ourselves too, though, bro.
Right.
Credit ourselves too, bro, because at the end of the day, man, you know, time management and really, you know, doing things in a way that, you know, like stop bullshitting yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, like when we were growing up, we bullshitted ourselves a lot. You know, and I think it's different when we're older. It's like stop bullshitting yourself. Get the shit done. Like that's it. Just get it done. Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's literally that simple. Just get it done.
It's just get it done. You know what I mean? Like, but I thank you for that though. I really do appreciate it. But it really is fuck school, boy. Like that's just how I feel, bro. That's just how I feel right now.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm a product of my upbringing, you know. So for me, this is a huge accomplishment. But I feel like there's so much more in life that I don't think this is gonna be anything compared to what I really want to accomplish. You know what I mean? Like this will just be at the bottom of it type shit.
Yeah.
And
Why do you go ahead?
No, that's just not selling myself short. I really truly believe that everybody's capable of doing things, like anything they put their mind to type shit.
Right. So like without getting into too much detail, like you know, we talk about one consistency with the podcast, and it just comes up because it's just, you know, we just chop it up, we shoot the shit about whatever we want to talk about. It's always like, you know, like screw this 9 to 5, right? And without putting too much info out, like if I was listening to the podcast, I'd be like, so then figure it out. Figure out what you want to do so you could stop like complaining about it. Mm-hmm. So we do have an idea of what the move is going to be. So with that being said, my question is, why do you think it's so hard to be patient with it? Because I think we know what it is, right? But we're just
with what, like leaving the 9 to 5?
No, but like be patient with the process of like, look, you know, this is temporary. Like you might have to do it for the next, call it 2-3 years, maybe just a year. But I just feel like for me personally, I could catch myself being impatient with that process. Like, fuck, like I don't want to wait a year. I don't want to wait 2 years type shit. Like I just want to start because if I, you know what I'm saying? Because you wake up every day and you're just like, fuck this. But
I got you. This is gonna get deep. I got you. I think, bro, I say this a lot, and I don't think I say this a lot to us, like within us when we chop it up, but I don't say this enough on the podcast, and I want it to be like a stamp that people take from this. Our generation is changing the fuck out of the world we live in. Like, our time to be alive is the most unique, and I think is going to be the most impactful for the next 150 years. I mean that wholeheartedly. What I mean by that in reference to what you're talking about is that I genuinely think us, millennials specifically, the ones who are in their mid-20s right now, high 20s, 30s even, like low 30s, we realized how fake this shit is.
Yeah.
And we realized the system that was created for us to be puppets, and we're just like, yo, get off of my fucking back, bro. Like, back the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, back the fuck up to all of y'all. Whether it be, you know, the restraints that our parents have put on us growing up, the system dictating certain things about your success, payments for this, like how much you get paid here, working for fucking 35 years at a company you don't give a fuck about because you're trying to secure a pension so that you're safe when you're 69. You know what I mean? Like these ideologies, these systems, these agencies that are in place, everything, this whole collective society that we live in, it was put on us forcefully, right? We were born into this. Our parents molded us to think you must work, you must go to school, you must work, you must start a family, you must retire, you must die. That was our life. That is what we were told to do for the majority of the people our age, right? I don't know anybody in specific that was told like, hey, look, you don't got to work for that company and suffer for fucking 10 years just because their pay is good. Like, you can take a little bit of a pay cut because your happiness should come first. Like, happiness wasn't a priority. It was more survival. It was more economical. And I think we're realizing that. And me and you in specific, we've realized it already. So now we're sitting here like, yo, dog, like, fuck this shit, bro. Like, bro, I'll sell hot dogs on the corner, boy, then do some shit I don't want to do, boy. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, boy. And that's another thing, opinion. People's opinions, we grew up fearing that and worrying about that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
watch what this person says.
key.
Oh, prestige, you want to be a doctor and a lawyer. You got to be successful, you know? You got to have a nice job, Jim. Like, shit like that. We were told that. I'm telling you right now, I would rather be working on a fucking hot dog truck selling hot dogs, and I'm happy, than work somewhere that I'm miserable and make 10 times the amount of pay. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And I think that's the difference right now. That a lot of people in our generation are not settling for the bread, and they're settling if they're happy and comfortable or not. Now, granted, our circle in specific, I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's like that. And I think that's why me and you are best friends. And I think that's why me and you click from day one, because it's like we see the true meaning of what life means to us. And it resonates so much with one another that we're able to kind of go forward with it together. Whereas a lot of people in our inner circle, they're money driven. You know what I mean? And it's shout out to them. Look, shout out to everybody. You do whatever the fuck is going to bring you happiness, right? I don't give a fuck what it is. Do it. But I know for me and you, we know that money's not going to bring us that happiness. So back to your question of why are we not patient? It's because it's literally just, it's not sitting right with our spirit. It's just not sitting right with our soul, our body, our mind. Like everything about us. Bro, think about it. When we're off for 3 weeks and we wake up in the morning and we have our day to ourselves and we're doing whatever it is we want to do, that shit it's a nice aura that you just feel. Everybody loves Friday. Why? Because they get to do what they want for the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, but the people who don't love Friday are the people that love their job, right? The people who don't love Friday, they want to be at work on Monday. They love their job, right? Great shout out to you. But for the majority of people that hate their job, they look forward to Fridays because it's like, yo, fuck this shit. I want a break for 2 days. And then they dread Monday because it's back to this bullshit job. You know, and Gary Vee says it himself. He says, yo, you want to live a life where you're looking forward to Mondays. And I think that's elite. You know what I mean? Looking forward to Mondays. Wow. I haven't looked forward to a Monday in fucking like 400,000 Mondays. You know what I mean? Like, cause fuck my job. And I say that, and I'm starting to say it more loosely now, which is kind of wild for me. But it really is like, I'm good. Like I'm good. You know what I mean? But I think for the patience thing, it just doesn't sit well with our bodies no more, our minds. It's just not aligning with what we want. And we know that, and I say this humbly, we know that we're destined for something greater. And it's just a matter of when and what we're gonna do to get there. You know what I mean? Like,
So to your point, I'll keep it very real, right? Like, I know that this 9 to 5 life for me, it's so temporary. It's just, without getting too much detail, it's just so temporary. I already know it, and you know, within the next 3 years or so, I'm out, right? I'm out, and I think the impatient part comes with, like you said, it's just like, I know that this isn't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't it. Like, like 12 hours of my day are dedicated to something that I don't care for 5 days a week. Like, that concept is not it. It's not, right? And oh, it's so sick, you know? And you know, people that you hear about, people doing that type of life for 30 years, and then 30 years pass by and they look back, they're like, man, where did the time go? Like, what have I done?
You gotta understand,
and that
bro.
shit, that shit is so scary. That shit is so scary thinking about right now. And I think that's why we get a little impatient, because it's like, man, I know this ain't it, and I know the moves that needs to be made to not be there, but it requires, at least for us, right? It requires patience because of the steps that we have to take. But 2-3 years is, you know, those are my plans. God probably laughs at him right now, but those are my plans. But 2-3 years, and that's what keeps me pushing. I gotta constantly remind myself, like, yo, Hen, this is all temporary. This is all temporary. Like, this isn't your life, bro. Like, you just need to grind this out, eat shit for like 2-3 years, and then you'll be good. Go from there type shit.
And, you know, obviously what he means when he says things like, you know, like, you hear it all the time, like, eat shit. Just eat shit for now. It means literally live a miserable life for now so that you can reap the fruits of your labor later type shit.
Yeah.
And it...
I'm not gonna say we live a miserable life, because, you know, we obviously are. It's not that we live a miserable life, but we just know that I think the whole thing is we just know the type of life we want, and
Yeah, I don't.
if it ain't that, and it's just not it.
Yeah, I don't personally think that like because you want to change your current situation takes away from your gratitude for your current situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like I think we are most certainly grateful for what we have right now. You know, the ability, the simplicity of having a home and a roof overhead and food every day, like type shit. Like granted, we're grateful for that. But that doesn't mean you don't have to strive for something more. You know what I mean? Or strive for something better. Granted, I think the ability to be grateful allows your process to be more easy. And it allows your process to be more calm shit where you're not like fucking, because I know people, that's the thing, bro. You don't get it. I know people that every single day they are absolutely fucking miserable because they don't got bread yet, they're not rich yet, they haven't left their job yet, they haven't done this yet, they haven't done that yet. Now, I get it, right? You don't want the 9 to 5, you don't want this, you don't want that. But your process doesn't have to be misery for 3 years. It doesn't have to be misery. It can be eating shit, making sacrifices here and there, finding your little vices that bring you some happiness throughout the time that you're working towards your greater goal, shit like that. So that's in reference to just this whole idea of not that we hate our situation now. It's just we know that there's a situation that we would much rather prefer later. And in order to do that, we have to make some sacrifices now. You said something a little while ago about like people working for somebody 30 years and then they look back and they're like, shit, man, I should have left when I was 25, 26. Like I should have left, bro.
I don't want to, man, just that thought, that should scare you, bro. Like, that should scare people. You know what I'm saying? I think people need to hear stuff like that. And if it doesn't scare you, I don't really know what to say. I hope it does scare you, though. I really do, because at least it'll put some kind of drive into you to not be that person. You shouldn't. I don't think anyone should want to be that person, man.
Henry's very, very, very big on not having any regrets when he's on his
no regrets. It's funny. A lot of decisions, quote, without getting into detail, quote unquote, like risky decisions, right? That ideally someone wouldn't make. What pushes me to do it is I instantly say, okay, like, would my future self love me if I make this decision? And if the answer is yes, then I don't think twice about it. I don't. Because whether it comes out the way, what the outcome is, what was expected or not, doesn't really matter to me. I'm just happy that my future self gets to say, like, I don't regret not making that decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that.
I like how you worded it. Would my future self be happy with the decision?
Yeah.
Because if not, and you word it, would my present self be happy? You fuck around and put a needle in your arm, boy, and start shooting up some crazy shit.
OD. That's wicked, boy.
Well done.
I'd rather just play some Warzone. It pretty much gets the same feeling.
Boy. Son. Like that's another thing, bro.
Sick.
Like something as simple as Warzone, right? Like Warzone has been bringing me mad dopamine, son, and mad serotonin, bro. Like I've been mad cheesy with Warzone, son. Like just having fun playing with the bros and just chopping it up and literally just playing Warzone, like the game, getting the loadout. Winning the gulag, like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody who plays understands the terminology, but so like that, for instance, Call of Duty has been bringing me a lot of fun these past couple of weeks. So I've been immersing myself in it in my free time. Why? Because I want my process to be somewhat fruitful. I know that I'm working a job that I don't really want. I know that I'm going to leave it eventually. I just know in that process of getting there's some sacrifices I need to make, and then I'm doing that. But in the meantime, I'll play some fucking Warzone to take off the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I'll go get some buffalo wings at my favorite wing spot just to chill out for the night. Or I might, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. And that's what I mean about the whole like enjoying the process too, rather than, being miserable while waiting for your future that you want type shit. I have a friend who I speak to you about her all the time. She's like in her 40s and she's an educator as well. And she became a teacher at 22. And she started to hate the job by like 26, 27. And she's like 43 right now. She's still a teacher.
No. I don't.
And I want you to understand that every year, I worked with her for about 4 or 5 years. And I want you to know that every year I watched her continue to deteriorate and continue to hate where she was at and continue to do all that. And, she's finally making the decision to quit. which she hasn't done yet. So I'm still gonna see where she's at with that because it's a hard decision to do. But her response to me was, and it made so much sense. She's like, "Yo, like, I want to be able to just work at a Target, tell someone where the fucking underwear are, go home and just chill."
Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
Fuck all the politics. Fuck everything else. Like, you know what I mean? And she's like, and she would tell me all the time. She's like, "Yo, Samir, I'm telling you, you're not gonna." She's like, "You're gonna do great at this job, but it's just not you. Like, you're gonna be great at it. It's just not you. Like, you are like you're millennial shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like mad free spirited in a way. Like, yo, like, fuck it. Like, not on some fucking hippie shit, but on some real like." Man, fuck this politic bullshit, bro. And I tell people all the time, like, yo, if my job was just teaching kids, like, that's it. All you had to do is teach them, I'd be chilling. Because I'm changing the youth.
Yeah.
I'm changing the youth, and they love it, and they're learning, and it's wholesome, it's nice. But that's not what this job entails. But the point is, and her response was like, yo, you're mad young. Don't make the same mistake I did. And when she says that, I feel that burn in my fucking heart for her.
Good.
Like, oh, that's scary. Whoa, you spent 18 years doing some shit you ain't like. 18 years, bro. Come on,
I
can't,
bro. I don't
You
even
know
like
what I'm
thinking
saying?
about it. You know, that has to
You
scare
spent
you. I really hope that
18 years,
scares you when you
bro.
hear that.
18 motherfucking years, bro. If we're lucky, we live till 70.
Yeah.
So you spent a big fucking portion of your life hating what you're doing, whether it be because of fear, complacency, whatever the fucking reason might have been. Because sometimes we don't even have a reason. It's just like we're so consumed with it that we don't. And that's another thing, bringing back to this whole idea of our generation is different. We are mad hyper vigilant about how we feel. Now, a lot of people, a lot of older cats may be like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers is soft. Yeah, punk, we're soft. You got it. You're right. We're the softest generation out there. But I guarantee you, people that are older than us, they're not thinking about how they're feeling. They're more on autopilot.
Yeah.
Work, collect my check. I get to buy this. I go to sleep. I work. I get to do this. I get to do this. It's like the fucking mouse experiment that pushes the button and cocaine comes out and the mouse gets the cocaine and it just keeps doing that. That's literally what I think the older generation is like, because they're so consumed with this system. They're in the system where you get
Like,
a
this
paycheck.
is it. This
you
is
get the paycheck.
This is it. Yeah.
You survive. You get food. You get little gifts here and there. Hopefully you go on a vacation once a year. You know what I'm saying? And again, everybody's different. Maybe that's what somebody loves. But I don't see how it's possible that someone can love that type of lifestyle where you're, actually, no, I take that back. I don't see that. I think the majority of people don't love it. And I think there are some that do. But I don't think the majority of people love what they do. And they do it because it's become so secondhand to them. Whereas with us and our generation, we're very, like I said, hyper vigilant about how we're feeling. So when we get to a place and it's not it, and it's very like, man, I ain't trying to be here right now, bro. Like, I'm trying to clock out. Like, can I dip? Like, yo, can I call out? Like, I'm gonna lose pay, but fuck it. Can I just dip? Like, I'll be alright type shit. Like, that speaks on our own, like, mental capacity. I think that speaks on our abilities to be hyper aware and see that vibe and feel that vibe and look for something that sits well with our spirit rather than sits well with our wallet. You know what I'm saying? Or sits well. Because, yo, how many times, bro, back when I used to be a sub, bro, I would miss work and take the L on the pay, like, calmly. Like, yeah, I didn't go to work today. Like, I know I'm gonna miss like $200. Like, fuck it, dude. Like, fuck it. Yeah. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Type shit. But reality is like, that's fucking wild, boy. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You just you need the bread. You need the bread. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think people in older generations do that because they're so consumed with the bread and they're so consumed with that mentality of survival.
I think
shit.
I think the older generation, I don't think they really see like, yo, like they never sat back and said like, yo, this ain't it. Like, this doesn't have to be it. It was more of like, yo, this is just what life is. This is what it is.
Life is, yeah.
This is what it is. Where I think that you said our generation sees it so differently. Like, no, this ain't it. This ain't it, right? And I know some people our age try to force themselves to be like, you know what, this is it, and I just gotta be okay with it. Like, and I gotta hurry up and make sure like the clock is ticking, you know, and I gotta they force it, and then that's where that's how you those people could probably end up being the most unhappy. Oh man, and it's just not it. It's just not it. I just think if you're aware that it's not it, make whatever decisions and whatever, create a process that's gonna help you get towards whatever the life you want. But the ones that force it through it, bro, like that's
it's like I don't even want to say more power to you. Like I want to say, yo,
no, it's not. I wouldn't say more power to you.
I literally have empathy for you, and I feel bad for you. Like I'm sorry that you feel you're trapped in a world that you can't live a life that you want to live. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be because your parents or it be because of your, how you were raised. Because bro, a lot of the ideations we grew on was because of what our parents taught us. You know what I'm saying? But it's that we got older, we started to see things for ourselves. We started to develop our own framework, and we realized that this shit doesn't make sense. Like it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. It just doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
You tell an adult. When I say adult, I mean like an old cat, 40s, 50s, shit like that, 60s even. When you tell them like, "Oh man, I'm just chasing happiness," they look at you like you're a bimbo. Like they look at you like an onion. You know what I'm saying?
Like you're so stupid.
You sound really.
You're such a millennial.
Okay, kiddo. Like okay, kiddo. You're gonna get woken up soon enough. And I'm just like, yo, boy, like go order Life Alert, boy. Like what are you talking about right now? It sounds like what are you really saying right now? You know what I mean? Like, and it's not their fault. Like. It's just craziness. I don't know. It's just different, bro. It's just a different world we live in right now. And everybody who's listening, I don't think we have any 50-year-olds or 60-year-olds that listen to this podcast. If you do, I was joking about the Life Alert. I hope you don't need it. But what's it called? Majority of the people that listen to our podcast, I assume, are of age or of our age type shit. They'll understand, man. I genuinely think they understand this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's crazy too? I think a lot of people are our age, right, around our age group, that high key think how we think. Don't have anyone that they're surrounded by that thinks like that. So they look at themselves like, okay, I must be bugging because like no one's like, I'm the only one that feels like this, and I promise you, it's not. That's not the case. That's crazy. It's hitting me right now. I'm telling you, there's a lot of individuals like us who would say this ain't it, chief, but because like everyone around them is on that other time that they don't want to do, they dead question themselves like, yo, I gotta be wilding. Like I'm wilding right now. What do I mean? I want to. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy. Bro, that's a crazy thought.
I met somebody who was like 28 at my old job, and his concern was that he was getting old and he hasn't found a woman yet to settle down with. Yeah, and I'm not judging nobody and shit, but it was very like, it was weird for me to hear that because I'm like, yo, you're 28, bro. Like, I'm 26. So like I was 25 at the time. I'm like, yo, you're like right next to me, boy. And that's not a fucking thought in my mind, boy. That is not a thought in my motherfucking mind right now. Marriage, boy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it happens. Granted, it happens. But it's not like no pressure on my back. Like, yo, you gotta get married. You gotta get married. You gotta get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not it. But that just goes to, like you said, it goes right back to what you said, maybe. And I know, and he was saying that, but he kept saying like, but yo, I'm just not there. Like, I'm focusing on my career. Like, I love what I'm doing. And like, I want to build this shit. And I can't with a woman because I don't got time for that right now. And I was like, yo, bro, you got your answer right there, dog. You got your answer right there. Like, then you're doing what you need to be doing. Good shit. Keep going. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But he was so pressed about the time. And I guess that makes perfect sense what you said. He's probably surrounded by mad people who are either married already or all feel those same pressures of needing to be married or needing to hit a quota, so to speak, to please whoever it might be type shit. And I think our approach and a lot of the millennials' approach that are on the type of time we're on, it's a very selfish approach, and it's a very like fuck you if you don't like it approach. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if listen, mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, dog, grandma, grandpa, every human in the world besides myself, if you don't like it, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your problem if you don't like it. And I think a lot of people can't say that. They can't do that.
They can't. It's not easy. It's not easy to do. So he probably
can't tell his pops, like, yo, listen, I'm not getting married anytime soon, pops. I'm sorry. I can't help you with that. If you don't like it, I love you. I'm sorry that I guess I'm not good enough for you. But what do you want me to tell you, boy? Like, go somewhere. You know what I mean? Go drink tea, boy. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, leave me the fuck alone type shit. And mad people probably think like, yo, you're a dick. Like, no, I don't think it has to do with being a dick at all. You know what I mean? It's just changing the game. Changing the game. Changing the fuck out
that's
the
what
game.
it is.
You know what I mean? Like changing the game. And I think
And
actually,
it's like, go ahead.
I think actually our parents are gonna adjust to this game because they know this is the right way. They know that this should be the right way. Don't limit our kids. Why are we limiting our kids?
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is what you have to do. 25 years, retire, die. Like, why are we limiting them to this life, this one life? Let them fucking do this. Let them do this. Let them do this. And notice how parents, when the older they get, the more their mentality becomes very like, try things, go do it. Whereas when we were younger, 14, 15, it's like, you got to go to school, you got to work. Our parents were younger. When we're now in our 20s, it's very like, try it. If you don't like it, go try somewhere else then. Very a little more free, you know what I'm saying? A little different.
Yeah. I definitely see that with
you feel what I'm saying?
Well.
Like, yeah.
I definitely do.
You were about to say some shit.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot. It was just to your point. It's breaking essentially what you're breaking the norm, right? You're doing what isn't normal, quote unquote normal. So anything in life, right, you do that's not the wave or not the common denominator, it's gonna feel wrong. You know, it's not gonna feel like this is the move. So I think once you could adjust and be like, no, this is the move, and like fuck the common denominator, then you're good. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta achieve that shit. But that's hard as hell. That is hard as hell to do. Back to my point, when you're surrounded by people that are doing the common thing, right, and the normal thing, you start questioning like, yo, I gotta be crazy, son, like to want to live, you know, this type of life, or for me to want to do these things, or for me to not want to get married until I'm ready to get married. You know, like things of that nature.
This is craziness, bro. It really is crazy.
Yo, just think about it. Imagine you shift your entire mindset to that, where it's like, yo, I'm not going to be the common denominator, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and I'm going to be okay with it because I understand this. You know what I'm saying? I understand how I'm feeling. 100%. Bro, you're good. You'll be good. I think you'll be good.
100%. I think it's just that first plunge. You know what I'm saying? Like that first leap of faith, that first leap of like trusting the process in a way. It's scary as fuck, but you know, I think about it like this sometimes. There's a 1% of our population that's filthy rich, right? The 1%, so to speak.
Yeah.
Majority of households wouldn't mind being that rich, wouldn't mind living that life. And I can guarantee you that a big portion of them don't even think it's a possibility in their life, and don't even think the lifestyle of freedom and not necessarily the riches, but more so just the freedom is possible. I think it's so ingrained that, nah, that's not how things work. Like, nah, you gotta have a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah,
exactly.
you gotta do this.
Exactly.
Nah, you gotta do that. It's very you gotta, and it's like, that's just not it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta do anything. You gotta do what's gonna bring you that joy. Like,
it's so sick.
He got here somehow. This person got here somehow.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
This person, not necessarily celebrity, not necessarily filthy fucking rich, but freedom. And you know, you got people that are not celebrities, that are not filthy rich, but that created a passive income for themselves where they don't have to work a 9 to 5. They just got to like do a couple things in the morning on their laptop and keep it pushing. And you say things like, oh, I would love to have that. But he's, I don't know, he's a crazy one, man. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't work. He's a crazy one, you know, like, or if I tell my pops, like, yo, I'm not trying to work a 9 to 5 no more. He looks at you like, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean you don't want to work? Oh, you want to work at nighttime instead? You want to work 5 to 11? Like, you know what I mean? Like some stupid shit like that. It's like, yo, boy, that's not what I mean.
It's so
you know
crazy.
Like,
you make a good point, man. You make a good point with how
it's just not a thing. It's not a thing that crosses the mind, boy. Like, oh, wait a minute. Why can't I do that?
It's math, bro. It's very simple math, right?
1%.
It's very simple math, bro. If for example, my family, everyone does the same shit in terms of, you know, you grow up, you get a job, and you get married, and you do this, and then you look at everyone's lifestyle in my family. It's the same shit. Everyone's the same shit. How are you supposed to live a different life doing the same shit that they did? Like it doesn't it doesn't add up. It just doesn't, bro. It doesn't. So it's math. It's math. It's not a hard idea to understand. Yeah. So it's just a matter of again, I guess being comfortable understanding like, yo, my mindset does not match everyone's around me, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's hard. It's just hard to find people that have that mindset. That's the shit. That's the shit.
And I think, you know, going back to what you said earlier about why are we so impatient with this process, I think because we're at that stage where we know this shit is attainable. We know this life is attainable. Like, we fucking know it is there. And I think that's a beautiful step to be in, though. Like, I think that's a beautiful place to be in. Like,
no, it
not
is.
being
It is. It is.
patient
It
enough.
is.
You know, rather than like being so unaware that there's a life out there that you can achieve that you may want to achieve, but it's so far fetched for you that it doesn't even cross your fucking daily thought.
Yeah, you don't
process.
even. Yeah. Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, your daily thought process is literally like that's not part of it. And there was a time where we were like that too, bro. Where our daily thought process wasn't like wanting to live a freer life, wanting to like release these chains. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't part of our process all our life. That shit hit us a few years ago, and we started just running with it, figuring out a path, a blueprint, a direction, a way for us type shit. You know, hence our WonWay name. Like, that's how we came up with our WonWay name. We feel literally there's one way to achieve something that you want to achieve is by just figuring out the blueprint to it and achieving it. But there's so many different ways, right? There's so many different ways to do that. The equivalent for the arrows. But the point is, yeah, bro, like, and then I'm grateful for it. Like, I'm grateful. Like, that's why we're impatient. I'll take that. If I know that the only reason I'm impatient is because I know that there's another life out there that's going to bring me more happiness, fuck it. Fuck it. I'll take that as my problem. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. But at the same time, it's like, this ain't it, chief. I'm so getting very impatient, boy. Like, I want to swing on somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit. That's why I just need to keep playing Warzone and just going to the gulag. You feel me? Like,
nah, that was good, man. Like, it's good. It's a good
perfect.
idea, man. It's funny, man. Like,
for this,
man. I like these convos, man, because it's convos that aren't had enough. You know, they're not had enough. A lot of convos are just about dumb shit, and I'm not here to explain what that means, to be honest. But you know, what I mean by dumb shit is like, just not that, right? No one just talks about this, and
do you think? I already know your answer, but do you think that this way is the right way?
For me, yeah.
Yeah, I literally said your response in my head. All right, cool.
For me, yeah. I haven't been.
I have friends. I think I told.
Like, you have friends that are content.
And when I say content, I think the word content.
I don't knock that though. Like, good for them.
No, but I think in society the word content has a negative connotation to it. Where when you think content, you think lazy, and you think very like, yeah, he's good there, he's happy there. Whereas, no, it's really just like, no, boy, what are you talking about? I have a job that I'm okay with. You know, I have my kids. Granted, it's always the people with kids that talk about, no, I'm happy where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you mean you got a choice.
I'm wilding. What's it called? It's always the people with kids talking about I'm content, boy. Fuck out of here, man. But the point is that, damn, that's wild. I'm sorry to all my people with kids, man. I'm sorry. No, but, you know, like, I have a friend specifically who comes to mind. And he's always telling me, he's like, yo, bro, like, I don't care for none of that, son. Like, I'm happy with my job, bro. I got a union shit. Like, I'm chilling. Like, I feel good. You know, I got this. I got that. Like, I'm cooling. Like, I want to get a house soon, but that'll come in the next 10 years type shit. And I'm just like, oh, my God, boy.
Yo, it's crazy because, like, if I could have that approach to life, that'd be great because I'd be okay with it. You know? You feel me on that? I'm not trying to be funny. Like, you feel me on that?
No, I get it. But
it's just that if I did have that, I just wouldn't be okay with it. I want more from me. I know what I want.
I would ever be okay with it.
Yeah,
even if I was okay with it. Even if I was okay with it, I don't think I'd be okay with it. Think about the logic. Even if I was okay with that lifestyle, I wouldn't be okay with that lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying?
But yeah, then that means off rip, you wasn't okay with it.
I mean,
that's
yes. No, not necessarily, because I think, bro,
because you're just settling.
It's possible to settle so ingrainedly and so deep rooted that you're settled and you're like, but the thought starts to probably come when you're older and you start to get a little wiser, and you start thinking like, yo, I should have did this shit like 10 years ago, bro. Like,
Oh,
damn,
dude.
son, like, damn, I'm 50 now, bro. Like, God bless, I had an amazing life so far, but like, I wish I would have.
I didn't really do it.
Like, when
Oh,
I was
man.
30. Like, I wish I would have traveled. Like, all those things start to come eventually. And that's when I say, like, this is how I close off that convo. I'm just grateful for the mind that I have. Like, that's it. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I'm grateful for every experience I've gone through because it's brought me here to this very moment. And I think that is the end of that convo because what am I going to say? I'm going to hold you accountable for not, essentially, not being woke to a certain aspect of your own life. Like, it's not your fault, boy. This is life shit, calm shit. Everybody's their own person type shit. But also, like, the idea of, like, that we only have one life to live type shit. Like, on some real cheesy cliche shit, bro, YOLO. Like, you will literally only live once. So, to think that I'm going to just be complacent with one form of a life, hey, listen, I guess if it's bringing me mad happiness, then why would you stop it, right? I guess that's the response. I guess that's the response.
You can't knock. I don't knock it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't knock it.
Response.
I don't. Like if I could be like that, I'd be winning, right? Because I'd be happy all the time, and I made it. Like for me, but just like the mindset I have now, it's just impossible. It's impossible.
Why?
Why is it impossible?
Why do you want more out of life than
I think
the 9 to
for
5,
me,
settle down.
I got you.
Pushing,
I got you. I think for me, it started really. You hear me? It started really.
No, yeah.
No, it started really hitting me. All right, a little personal, right? Like I lost a lot of close family, where like to this day I think about them, and I lost more than what I feel like people should be losing, right? So once that started happening in my life, I really started like, yo, life, like after you die, that's it. So like I reflected a little, like what do you want out of your life? Like what do you want? What are some of the things you want for yourself? And then once I realized what were the things I wanted, and then I see it like laid out, and I'm like, there's so much I want to do in life and so much I want to achieve that I understood, like, if I want to achieve those things, this route I'm currently taking, which was, like the whole go to school, have a job, get married, kids, you'll never achieve it if you do it like that. You'll never achieve it. So then I started laying it out. Okay, so what do I need to do? And it kind of leads up to like, it all combines, right? Like growing as a person and then understanding yourself and then learning about life, becoming wiser, leads me to this point to where I'm at. And it's like, I'm not saying I have it figured out because I have nothing figured out, but it feels like I know what I'm doing. I have a sense of direction.
Yeah.
But for me, the funny shit is like I have a sense of direction. I don't know what it leads to necessarily, right? I don't have it figured out, but this feels right. Like I feel that this process feels right for my life, rather than like. No, if I wasn't caught up in this process right here that we're currently caught up in, what would you know what I'm saying? What would you be caught up in then?
It's funny, It's funny. You just said this direction feels right. You know what I'm saying? Like this direction feels like the right direction, right?
Yeah.
Now, I had just like not an epiphany, but I thought about when I first started graduate program. The approach I had was like this, ready? Like, nah, yeah, man, I'm gonna go get my master's, bro. I'm gonna just become a teacher and shit, and I'm gonna just go for it and see what the fuck happens. Like that was my approach. Now, I don't know if you noticed what I'm trying to get at with this statement I'm making. The approach was literally, nah, yeah, man, I'm gonna just go get my master's, man, and just fuck it, like whatever. Like that was the way I approached it, which tells me you ain't never want to do this shit.
Yeah, you knew off rip that this didn't feel right, that this wasn't it.
I knew this. You knew. I knew this from the start. But what I knew also was I need capital to do what it is that I want to do. So I need to get a job that pays me more. So I was like, yo, fuck it. I'm going to go get this job. I'm going to get the bread for it. I'm going to grind till I'm 28, 29, God willing, and then go from there. But you see how now, look at me, boy.
No, DOD.
You see how now I need like fucking water. Now you see how now is like hold on 1 second. I got a little tea right here.
Relax, boy.
like that, boy. Nah. But my fault. You see how you said like the direction I'm going feels right. Like that's amazing. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing that you're going towards something without even knowing where you're going, but you know this is the feeling of the right way. Like, okay, I'm doing this because I want to get there eventually. I just don't know how the fuck I'm going to get there, but I'm going that way. Whereas with me, it was like my shit was so far-fetched. Like, fuck, I need 2 years of this, then another 3 years to get some more money, and then da-da-da-da-da. So the beginning for me was very like pessimistic. Like, I'm going to just go get my master's, man. But in the far back of my mind, I knew I was doing this for capital. Then I got the job and I realized they don't pay shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't make it up, bro. You really can't make this shit up, son.
Oh,
you can't
man.
make this shit up, bro. But that's a good way to put it, man. Like, this feels like the right direction. I don't know where it's taking me, but it feels like the right direction. And I think that's elite. And I feel like it feels like it's almost like it's at the fingertips type shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, the commercial, you almost had it. You almost had it type shit. Like right there type shit. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. It's funny you say that it feels like it's at the fingertips because I tell you all the time, Sim. I tell Sim all the time, all the fucking time. I tell Samir, like, yo, Sim, I don't know what it is, boy, but this just feels fucking right. Like I feel like I say it almost like it's right cheesy, there.
Boy, I'm mad cheesy.
No, because
like,
I know you know
lying.
what I mean, bro. I know you know what I mean. So I tell Samir that all the time, and yeah, that was it. It just feels right. It just feels right.
Yeah. And to reiterate, you know, what he means by that is that the chase of freedom, the chase of releasing the ties that we have to companies that don't give a fuck about us, to building ourselves rather than building someone else.
Yeah.
To just focusing on that and living a lifestyle that's free to all these quote unquote chains. You know, no 9-to-5 lifestyle, chasing happiness, you know, and using money to bring that happiness in a form, because essentially money does bring that freedom. It can, depending on obviously what you're doing. But a point I wanted to make, fuck, it slipped my mind just now. Fuck, I wanted to say it too. Like that, boy.
No, deal. Oh, these.
Yeah, that's fucking whack. I fucking hate that shit.
Oh, man. Yeah, you remember Ken? Go ahead.
No, please.
I'm going off of your point of like, can I take your hat, sir? Like, I don't know if you've seen the SpongeBob episode. Yeah, it's just very. It's very like wake up, boy. You know.
What are we gonna talk about? We're gonna pursue freedom and liberty.
No. OD.
Boy, wake up, son. What are you doing, boy?
I gotta pee really bad. Facts.
All right, we'll clip it at that, man. But I definitely have something I want to fucking say, man. I bet we'll close out on this though. Ready? I got you. Right now, you take your phone out, do the Face ID shit, go to your apps, open Chase bank account, and you see $193.7 million in your bank. What are you doing, boy? Right this fucking minute at 10:37 p.m. on Tuesday night.
I literally leave. I have this whole podcast set up. I fucking leave it here. I just leave it. I go upstairs. My brother's dead asleep. I'm going to make sure, like, I get as close as possible to his face without touching him. Like, I'm talking like, yo, I need you to think about that. Like, how close could you get to someone's face without touching it? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to screech like a freaking animal as loud as I can and very high pitched and just see him react. My brother has a temper. He'll probably knock me out, but I'll show him the bank account and he'll forgive me. But facts, that's what I would do. You know how close I'm gonna get, boy? Like,
yo, I want you to realize.
Close.
I want you to really try to picture putting your face mad close to someone's face, like the way I'm doing this microphone right now, and just not touching them, type shit, and just fucking screaming.
Really try. Like, how close could you get to someone without touching them? Like, get that fucking close and then just start screeching like a fucking hyena. You know what I'm saying? Just like on some crazy shit. Wake up, boy.
Like this, boy. It's an email to the DOE. To whom it may concern, I quit. Best regards. Best regards, your boy. Like, send, boy. That's it, boy. That's it.
Oh,
That's
my
it,
God.
man. That's it.
That was good
All
stuff.
right. I don't know if this is episode 30. I think this is 33. I want to check real quick, low key, just to like.
This is I
think
dead
it's
don't
32.
know. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's one of
I
those.
dead don't know.
Yo no sé.
I'm so tired, boy.
This is,
I'm so
this
tired.
Is yeah. I'm going to sleep. This is episode 33. 33. At WonWay Podcast, episode 33. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Shoot us a follow, like, whatever the fuck you guys do. Appreciate you guys listening.
Thank you.
Peace.